And kia ora te iwi. Welcome back to this Day 2, 2025 PTL's Premier Touch League here in Barry Curtis Park in the heart of Tamaki Makaurau. Once again, the weather's turned on a wonderful day. It's warm, 8:30 in the morning, and it is warm. So we just see both sides starting to gather now for this first game. Women's head-to-head clash, Strikers and Heat. Just like to thank, while we're here, nice and early, like to thank the crew at Stream Shop. Like to thank the crew at Stream Shop for all the work that they've put in today. It's been awesome working with them. With me in the saddle is the Queen of South Auckland herself, Jean Marsh. Jean, good morning.
Morena te whānau. So yeah, really looking excited for this Manukau Raiders v Northern Strikers round robin game this morning. Like you just said, Rob, it's a 8:30 a.m. game in the morning. So we're lucky enough this morning to not have some dewy fields out there. So this will be a nice fast-paced running game for us to have a good nosy at this morning between these two top contenders. As you can see, Manukau Raiders have been the lucky three-peat winners of this PTL series over the past 3 years. Te Waipounami taking out the first one, so Northern Strikers will look to start cementing their stake in this PTL series. They've got a nice, young, solid team against, again, a nice, young Manukau Raiders youthful team. As you can see, the Northern Strikers here up on the board. You got Woodhouse, Williams, Hannum, Sausage. I mentioned her numerous amounts of times yesterday. Minton, Yijui, Morgan, Taifia, Foster, Hebden, Bailey, Hadfield, a few of them more down the bottom just to add in there. You got Foster into that mix as well. Bailey. So a really excited Northern Strikers team that are going to come out full guns blazing against this Manukau Raiders unit.
Yeah, interesting shape of today. Obviously going on form from yesterday. 07 Heat, well in control of things at the moment. They're topping the table. Both Raiders and Strikers, they're on equal points here. So whoever wins this, they'll end up playing one another in the semis to see who goes through. So I think this game will be very much a strategic game in terms of the coaches, who they throw out there, just what plays they apply while they search one another out in this game to undoubtedly meet one another in the semis. So it's going to be an intriguing match. Lovey Woodhouse, Gary Riley. Interesting to see what they can throw up in this one.
Yeah, great little combo unit there with coaches. I mean, we talk a lot about the teams playing against each other, what 14 v what 14, but then you have a good look at also all across the park with these coaching units. Rod, like you said, you've got Lovey here with the Northern Strikers. You've got Gary Riley across the way with the Manukau Raiders, and both are in Touch New Zealand workspaces for coaching. So these girls are pretty lucky to have on-cue coaches here just for a weekend of touch. So I guess they'll be banking all the gold nuggets that these two coaches have to offer them this series.
Yep, and as you see in shot there, the head coach of New Zealand Open Women's, Peter McIntyre, watching on eagerly to see how the troops are working out. Trans-Tasman not too far away. Trans-Tasman, Christchurch, 25th to 27th of April, Napunawai Park. Be a great event as we see Strikers. Is that little trace play that they like to run, Jean?
Great cover D there from Garrett from the Manukau Raiders. She's one of their top defenders and probably one of the Touch Black's top defenders as well. Done a lot of work with the defensive game. Been under a bit of awesome coaching with her club team under Latoya, so she'll have some really good structure and nous in terms of defensive units that she runs with her unit. So good defensive set hold out there from the Manukau Raiders. They look to box her here. Northern Strikers on defence. A good tidy up there from Garrett. Tidy up there from Turnbull. They'll look to tidy up these yards here. A little bit of a sloppy set, but always set one, you get your findings, especially in the morning, Rod. You're getting your placement of the ball, the dewiness.
Yeah,
Bailey on the pick there.
The sun's quite low at the moment too, Jean, so it's shining right into the eyes of the Manukau Raiders team, so they'll have to adjust a little bit there.
Both teams going set for set here. Strikers one down end of the park, and then the Raiders again with their return set. So this will be a bit of a battle in the first 5 minutes with who can just hold their completed set system, and each team looking for a kind of default error something to turn the grain their way. Raiders here with their boxer out set. They'll look to have a better boxer than their first set here. Just getting over halfway with Northern Strikers defensive in their first set. It's Ivana coming in here for a latch line. Helena Dunn on the dummy half. Garrett pairing up here with Manawa. Unlucky there.
Yeah, both sides still a little tentative coming through the field, Gene. Just paying attention to what it is they're doing, not wanting to make an error. As a result, I guess it's not as direct as we were used to, just coming off the back end of yesterday afternoon's games. But I'm sure as they work their way into this one, 5-10 minutes in, they'll have things sorted. You see the Strikers here coming through. They're on the last now.
Unfortunate there. Holly Williams trying to set a nice platform for her dummy half line. And again, the dew in the morning kind of got the better of that setup there. A little bit clunky here for our Raiders side. They look to tidy that up. Dana just tidying it up with some direction here. Got Kate Finlay setting a platform for our half. And again, just end to end for a little bit until someone decides to put the hammer in a little bit there, Rob.
Yeah, we found it the same too. The first game yesterday morning, it really was an arm wrestle, to be honest, in the first 15 minutes, just as, both teams just got used to, I guess, the park, and there is a little bit of dew on the ground, which will probably explain why Turnbull just muddled that pass a little bit. It's a lot more direct now by Strikers into the hole.
Good defensive lift there from Tubu. Foster again on the pick, and we know she picked quite a lot yesterday, and she's got great agility, great ball skills. So Tubu to step up into the lane to kind of cut off her options was a nice defensive read there from the Raiders side. Got Finlay in the ball, heading over to her box.
Referee Doreen Heppy picking up players offside. We've got our 3 adjudicators today, alongside Doreen, Ma Pakuru, Pete Tamarua, doing a great job at the moment keeping both these teams apart.
We've got Manawa and Bailey just on the ball here, and they're just trying to separate these defenders. Bailey with a nice little crossover and looking to go long there. Next best option was she got a penalty for a team, so repeat set 6 here.
Yeah, great opportunity here for Raiders. Just to keep the pressure on. Nice and early too. Will they go short on it? But unfortunately, you can see what was going through Savannah's mind there.
She knew she had originally ran quite a good line and just disengaged in that face touch and thought I should follow through, but it just didn't work out for her that well. But you can see where she was trying to get to with that set there. Again, what a nice little entry here from the Strikers. And here's our Lady of the Hour, Hadfield, just coming in to set a platform. Good D from the Raiders. Yesterday there was quite free-flowing with this Northern Strikers team. When they had good transition on, they were able to really isolate a middle defender and get a nice pick on the back end. And Raiders are making it a little bit tougher for them this morning.
Yeah, you can see that the Strikers have made a bit of a change up, very direct there through their yards. Now they're starting to send waves up, so there's coaching staff have definitely sent the orders out, which is good to see. Changes happen. Nice little inside. Ooh. Unlucky. It was a nice setup, though.
Garrett on the pick there, looking to go toe-to-toe with Hadfield. 2 Touch Blacks teammates going at it just a couple of weeks before their biggest game. So always good to see our young girls working on their craft and really pushing each other. To the Strikers' luck, they kind of got that one and ended up crossing the line there. So assisting Yi Joy and Williams. Williams coming across for cover touch. One of our smart middles we have running around at the moment is Williams, so she tends to play a lot of smart touch, and she's also got an awesome ball and just the agility of her. Morgan Tafia here, again, another nice, strong, just knows her role in getting in what you need. Getting in what you need. Crossover there from Garrett with a straight back to Dana.
No panic by the strikers there. Outside's held well. Penalised though, not moving up off the line. It's a lot more aggressive there by the strikers, defenders.
Oh, great. Good attack there on first touch from Emerson. Bringing the sweep around with Tubu. Dana not releasing that one. She's probably going to ask Tubu to stay out.
Yeah, there's a wave.
Tubu kind of looks at her like, oh, okay, we'll do that one next. But that's what Dana is in this unit for. Things like that. Just little keeping defensive teams honest in terms of corner, shut, being on the line, 2 feet on the line. She'll make sure she'll sniff you out if you're half a centimetre offside. Engages with the referees, knows calls. So when you have someone like Dana Turnbull in your team and the experience, you can't really pay for these days, right?
Yep. And I noticed that time there, Tubu held. She stayed outside, so obviously the message got through. And that's the result. One each. 10 minutes down on the clock. Little follow.
Well run there from strikers. You can see Sausage kind of assisting. She's just being used as a decoy at the moment, but what it does is it's a distraction to the defenders, so you're going to have to lock in when you see her running around or in the vicinity. So, and even this backdoor line that she runs, she sits nice and tight underneath the middle attacker. So as a defender, you kind of think you're safe, you're sorted, you got her, and then she pops out last minute, and her pace adding to that. Unlucky there. I like those little star or pump little plays that you play. Defenders aren't really ready for them. As soon as someone's looking to engage, you're kind of dropping back to reset for the next touch. So bringing those plays back are always going to work in the new trend of kind of releasing and letting them lift as defenders.
Yeah, I like it in the presence of, especially your last touch.
Yep.
Just a little something. What you can find is a lot of defenders on the last touch, they tend to switch off thinking it's the last. They're actually getting ready to transition.
Yep.
And that's when you can, a lot of the times you can catch defenders out.
Hannum there, just waiting for our middlemen to come off. I think the best thing in that is they are waiting for their players to get off before they enter on. And with the current trend and the way that the orange zone works, there's many a times where we see 7 on the field, so it's good to see them kind of holding there.
Are you saying it's something that you do quite often, Jean?
If there's one off, I'm on. The rest of you can organise yourselves. I'm going first.
Good space created there.
Just Emerson directing trip. She'll go through here. Well done, Emerson. Great touch there from Morgan Tafia. Again, those levers working well for her. Getting in the lane, making use of her height. Williams, Hannum working here. And this is where they've started to come on quite deep, these middlemen, for strikers. A great little ball play between Foster and Hadfield. Hadfield looked to pick there. I think that was Sinclair making that touch for Raiders. So she tracked a really good line, Sinclair did. We saw yesterday Hadfield breaking every single half line that she decided to pick yesterday. So Sinclair did a real good defensive set there, just tracking Hadfield. Dana coming around in the latch line, just looking to straighten them up a bit. Bailey working here with Finlay. She likes ball in hand. She likes a little bit of a pick.
This the first game of day 2 of this 2025 PTLs. Last pool game for the women. Coming up at 9:35 is the last pool game for the men's Metro against the Manukau Rams. Interesting day, and then we power into four semi-finals and finals games. Really looking forward to that. As we see strikers, as you say, they come with a lot of depth and a lot of speed.
They do come with a lot of depth.
All initiated by that, the 1-2 touch allows them to get a lot further forward. Nice little wrap there. Can they go long on it?
Oh.
Good coverage. Forward pass.
Unlucky. Great end-to-end from our strikers there. A clean exit off, and entry was nice and deep, which allowed them to kind of run a lot more and have a little bit more time with the ball. Minton with the long ball out, I thought that was a bit of a perler, but unfortunately he was released forward out of the hand. And Raiders handed over 20 away from their line, so they'll look to D the set up with it being 1-1 and 5 minutes away from halftime.
You're certainly working them around. There really is an arm wrestle at the moment. No team really with the ascendancy. That was well worked out there.
That's a tough one, and that's what we talked about. As soon as someone's engaging in the touch, you know, the rest of them aren't kind of waiting around. They're getting back for the next phase. So strikers are asking for the rolling call, and it gets a little bit tough.
Yeah. When you're that close to the 7, as an offender, you can't really pull out at that point. The refs are never going to give you that call. So once you're that close, you're better just to either shift the ball as quick as you can or continue with the play. Making a lot of areas in that critical zone.
Kairarangi was actually trying to come in and inject a little bit of pace and some go forward, and just her better option would have been a drive in there. So she'll look to turn that around on a defensive set here and work hard. Got Tubu and Tavita out in the link area with Sinclair and Manawa sitting in the middle for the Raiders. Williams, Foster, Sausage. I mean, what a great little bit of a combo between the three of them. And Sinclair misses that touch there. Williams gets a feed from Foster. Just hits this line. She hit it yesterday too, and shows the wrapper. Which
was an odd little setup on them when they took their time on the first 2 plays before that, kind of looking like they were still trying to organise themselves. When in reality, that third one when it came fast. And Williams, she's got a good eye.
Yep,
she's got an eye for space.
Minton there with a great touch. 2 hands out in front, elbows bent, gets her push off from the attacking player, so as always front foot as a defender. Emmy looking to go outside of the link toucher. Hawkins cut that off and send her break straight back into Hadfield. Emmy again having a look for another hunt around. Nice little late reaction line run there, and maybe looking to structure those line runners up a little bit. Our ball players for the Raiders. Great little breakaway there from Hadfield. Hawkins over here to Stanton. Hannum is our winger.
That's 2, and that's a wonderful position to get your transition on.
Ujoy off to Sausage.
Nice touch there by Clyde. Try to slow things down a little bit.
Foster on the ball. Sausage just looking to chop a line there for her.
Three minutes to go to half time. Strikers 2-1 up. Still anyone's game. Strikers definitely got their flow through the orange zone. Raiders looking like it's much better this time around.
Tavita here looking to put on some.
Nice.
Oopsie.
Good work.
Look for some space there. Sinclair with the follow-up on that. Bailey just deciding to take the pick there, but Foster tracked her really well. Kind of just committed her and let her run the outside and just bought her time getting back onside while tracking the attacker there. So awesome work there. Hawkins here will run the latch platform base. Off to Williams, working with Morgan Tafia. Looking for the wraparound from Bailey. Idea was right. Just execution didn't happen for them that time around, but they'll know that there's some space out there, the Northern Strikers, so they'll look to keep feeding that. And from yesterday's game, Holly and Hebden as well, looking for that wraparound, so it's something that they've got in their toolkit, and again, something that will probably prevail for them at the back end of the day today. Garrett working here with Manawa, looking to bring Kairaranga on the sweep, but kicking away just to create some space, which Garrett's really good at. She really knows what attacker she wants for what play they're determining to run. So she's, again, we talked about her being coached really well from her club side, and you can see that in the way she performs at PTI level.
Hawkins stepping up too early for referee Hepi. She was up there quick, obviously saw the threat that Garrett presents. She's gone again.
Great strike there, Morgan Tafia.
Will they play that again and fake, maybe play Hayter on it?
And Williams just casually making sure she's all the way back on side, which is a great little tool to have when you can, because you seem to be right on side when they're heading back, if the referee does call you off a little bit quite early. And then she steps up early in the count anyway. So again, the nous of Williams is awesome in this defensive unit. Munro there, a good solid touch put on her, and Williams with the first drive. Kairarangi looking to disrupt that first touch. Sausage here working with Minton, Foster, Stanton, all 4 players around the ball.
Just a little bit. Referee Pakuru onto that. You see the winding down. Last few seconds of this half. It's been a bit of a chess match. And that brings to the end of this first half on this day 2, first game, 2025 PTLs. Northern Strikers 2-1 up. Makes for an intriguing game in the second half. We'll see you back in 2.
The kaupapa of a Mōhia Te Waiora is to promote alcohol harm minimisation that is mana enhancing, community owned and strength based. A Mōhia Te Waiora means to uphold wellness. It's designed to be championed by communities, whānau and people who want to change the place of alcohol in our society. We support local and cross-government actions that make alcohol less visible, less affordable and less available to help shift social norms. This is our contribution to a healthier and more equitable Aotearoa, because we're stronger when we kōrero together, work together, support each other, haka together, take the field together, awhi each other, be there for each other, manaaki one another, stand together. Let's reduce alcohol harm, Aotearoa.
Hoki mai anō whānau, welcome back, 2025 PTLs. It's been an intriguing game. The Northern Strikers against the Manukau Raiders. A real arm wrestle, for my mind. If the Raiders can just fix up their orange zone, at the moment they're probably 4 errors to only 1 to the Raiders. If they can fix that, then they've got a long way. They'll go a long way into this match. Jean, what are your assessments of that first half?
Yeah, very similarly there, Rod. We spoke about that orange zone. It just gets a little bit clunky for the Raiders, so that would be the difference between both teams. As Strikers have got their orange zone nice and crisp and tidy, and once Raiders get a handle on their touch 2 and 3, I think it is, they'll start to be more prominent. We saw Bailey coming off on the pick all day yesterday, and she just hasn't had the same platform created for her to get a good scoop on the back end. So they'll look to tidy up this half, and the dew of the ball shouldn't play a part anymore, so we should see the pace pick up a little bit and the ability to pass the ball around a lot more.
Yep, intriguing to see at half-time. We've got the Strikers on outside of the field. The Brains Trust, Woodhouse, George, Devon Burgess, Kamanaka Bailey, just planning, strategizing, working out what it is they can do and what change-ups they need to make. Defensively, I thought they've been relatively sound on the line, have Strikers well connected. So we'll see if they hold for this set.
Raiders here looking to see this defensive set with the strikers have really kind of everybody stepped up, so there isn't a free man to give an extra ball to, and that's what the Raiders are searching for at the moment. You've got Dana out at length, so she'll be running down the lane, looking for a long ball, which pulls off in the back end. Great simple stuff there from Dana. Coming down the lane, letting Emerson and Bailey organise that in the middle channel, and just kind of knowing that there has to be a collapse from that winger. And I think that's a big part of our game missing at the moment, is everything's so confined and so inside that once we get someone that has the ability to throw that long, and we've seen that through our club and provincial as well. You know, you've got someone, we haven't seen her this weekend, Skylar, who's actually does have a really good long ball, and how useful that is in the women's game at the moment, Rod. And there isn't many that do have the ability to throw that long, so Dana's still art craft of that long ball is still something she relies on heavily.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see, strikers here just hitting the line. Foster, great touch.
Great touch there from Tibu. Hawkins just running her link line there. Tibu coming across to cover that. Hanneman at half for the strikers. Foster on the ball again. She just looks to kind of go one-on-one and create some space that way for the rest of her team. And she has the ability to use her foot and put the ball out in front to just take players on one-on-one to create some space for the rest of her troops to follow.
Yeah, late in the set and find Foster. She'll always try and head back short side again, obviously wanting to leave the ball on the further side from.
This is a better set here from the Raiders. This is a nice and clean, starting off with Savannah Tavita, who just got a few extras on her first initial run. So Manawa here looking to create an awesome platform for Bailey. Oh, she could have held that. She's going to know too that, eek, I probably should have held that for a second more. And I think Dana would be the first one to tell her that you need to hold that. You need to hold that coming through. Hawkins here, again, our safety.
Urgency's picked up by both teams now this half. Lost ball.
Great D there from Jordan Rogers, and she should be one of our experienced players now in our Raiders squad, so it's good having her back in the game, especially with a whole lot of youthful mix there. Oh, unlucky. Holly just stepping up, putting pressure on Manoa there, and Manoa kind of being in two spaces. It was with am I coming off, am I staying? So Holly's presence kind of took care of all of that. Great there from Sausage, just using the ball to kind of manipulate players. Yi Joy, Hatfield here, Hawkins, Bailey. You got Stanton on the back, looking to set a platform. Probably more looking to release us back to Hatfield, or let her direct traffic as she pleases. She's having a look around, looking for the sweep. Hatfield will pick this one, show the sweep. No, she gives it to Stanton. Yeah, unlucky there. I think she just went for the touch and got the ball connected with her shoulder, but I mean...
Look remarkably like that old chestnut when you throw the ball into the player's hand, try and get the repeat.
If I was on attack, I would have definitely said she was totally going for the ball, so I have no issues with that whatsoever. And as a defender, I would have claimed on my mark that she threw that at me, and I had nothing to do with that. Stanton on the sweep here, just looking to create a platform, and you see great touch there from Savannah, and she has awesome presence here. Vance does a mixed background, touch black soap and mixed background, so she kind of knows that role as a defender in that link channel quite well. And when you're running those same kind of lines against men, and then you play against women's, you know, you're kind of there early, and your stance is solid. So a great defensive read there from Savannah. Great little platform here. Kate with a drive for Bailey. Again, we'll look to take Bailey on 101, and just a simple feed off to Dana.
That's the value of coming at it from depth and speed, and that's what we were looking for. That's what we asked for. When they do it so well.
And this platform here by Finlay allows Bailey just to pick on a straight line. Bailey v. Bailey, and unfortunately, Taimana just gets got on her outside there, and Dana ends up reaping the rewards of all of that. Got Foster here on the ball. She's ready to kick into gear. Manukau Raiders up 3-2. First time that they lead in this match, and these are always handy Great read there from Rogers. These are always handy kind of scores going into the back end of the day, knowing how hard things are going to be and where you got your fruits from. I guess again, Savannah there, she's being solid in that link defensive unit, but Foster having an awesome hunt and penalty there. Sure
yeah, I think he called it for a blocker play.
Okay.
Which I thought she actually did really well. And if you can get a hip drop and become that body in the way, I always give the kudos to the attacker. That's what you want them to do.
Yeah.
It's a little bit unfortunate they didn't get that one there. Raiders now get the penalty, get a repeat. Great part of the park to be in.
And three. You got Edmonds here. Current touchback. Working with Garrett. Oh, great release. Munro with a put down there. Good forward pass off the ruck, looking like.
Yep.
Unfortunate there was a prime attacking position there for the Raiders, so would have loved them to use their 6 touches. I think there was even touch 2 where they went a little bit expensive and kind of needed to just stay. Garrett there with a great touch for the Raiders.
Yeah, I think Edmonds there just saw the link step up and thought she'll play the link.
Good, great touch there. Bent arms out in front. Holly looking to pick off the backhand, then gives it to the sweeper. Touch there from Garrett. So again, Garrett and Bailey defensively a little bit of a hard unit to break, working along Edmonds, and she'll look to go on the outside and feed this off to Jasmine. Oh, unlucky. Right idea. I like those. I like when there's touch to be played. I don't mind a little bit of touch being played. I guess. Yeah, you would have loved your winger to catch that one.
Puts them under a little bit of pressure, but defensively they've done well. Have Raiders in the second half.
Tubu stepping right across the channel to assist her middlemen, and that sweep there with Sausage. Oh, great little delay catch there from Hadfield. But then matched with Garrett's great defensive touch. Sausage here, she'll come down the lane for. Oh, great.
That was a great touch there by Raiders. Put the pressure on. I saw was Tavita stepping up into the lane. They couldn't quite take it. Definitely a mixed track. If you can step up early and just get in the way, she certainly did that.
I'm loving this four. These four have played a lot of touch together. Hadfield, Foster, Sausage. Foster on the sweep. Looking for Sausage. But again, well defended by the Manukau Raiders, Rod. I mean, they're a great attacking unit. And Bailey and Emerson holding that defensive unit strong, assisted closely with Savannah. But you had young Meyer in there doing as much work as she possibly could, probably under the controlling eye of Garrett as a defender. And Dana will look to just kind of direct play up, hunt for a penalty, set a platform. Manawa and Finlay will just go straight down. Look to get on the outside of Foster. Great touch there from Foster. Finlay possibly could have backed herself quite early in that pick and just taken that track straight away. But a great touch there from Foster. Again, Kairarangi with a nice initial first touch just to try and disrumble this as they've done, Kairarangi and Manawa, just to disassemble the orange area that's nice and tidy for our strikers' side.
Raiders is taking their time on this one, allowing the transition players to come on. You see the experience here of Edmonds and Turnbull. Maybe look for Turnbull to play back to a long again. ML long possibly.
You got Sinclair working here with Garrett. Turnbull, out ball or short ball there. Dana looking for a one-on-one. Holly just tracking back and not getting engaged because she knows Dana's also looking for an offside call, and once she hears that, she's going to hit that line straight away. So well defended. And I think Raiders will be happy with spending a lot more time down this end of the park. Even though their sets aren't being finished off, they are completed in the right area. So as a coach, you can be happy with where they end up. And the strikers coming through nicely here with this nice step that they add, which gives you a little bit more time with the ball. And unfortunately, our winger was having a yarn with Doreen, I think. So, great defensive there. Again, they're holding the defensive. Oof.
Great recovery there by the Raiders, and then right into their work. Exactly what they need to do. Right into the park. They've got the flow going.
They've moved just slightly away from their box while they're doing their transition, and it's tended to tidy them up quite a lot more. So a great little change up there from Gary just to kind of get a better platform. Oh, great line there from Tubu. She actually collects that on the tap back and dives and plants it quite nicely. So great call there from Doreen. I thought she did that and does that as a player very well. Tubu is a very low player and has great hands. So she's not afraid of the kind of contact that she got there. So awesome finish there from Maya.
She got the ball to the ground very, very quickly. And you're right. Referee Hepi right on the spot. The right call to make. See Manukau Raiders now just extend out to 4-2.
I'll start to get a little bit comfortable with the score tone. It's probably the biggest it's been stretching between two top teams. 4-2 is big, but not very big at all, because all it takes now would be Foster to kind of put one on the ball, and then we're back in action here again. She'll look for Stanton coming around the backward. Stanton nicely just getting around the winger in a little block play there. So awesome work again. And you can't rest when Foster's on the ball. Ball player, ball out in front, just to show, buys time, making sure that she finds a free player, not someone that's getting tricked somewhere by a close defender. So again, Foster with the experience and knowing her team's 4-2 down, she's bringing them back to 4-3.
Yeah, the one thing the strikers I think are doing very well at the moment with their attack is they're forcing the team to collapse one side and then stepping back really, really quickly, whether that is a step back or just passing the ball. But they're doing really, really well at just collapsing the team to one side at the moment.
Bailey here on the ball, picking again, and just a auto release. So they'll look to play off the back end of to be there with a great plant. Just take it. Oh, great put down there from Jazz. I would ask. Nope. She was happy that there was a touch made. I think I just need to stop asking if somebody touched me.
6.5 on the clock. There's only one in it.
Strikers here will look to get a good exit set here. Hadfield gaining some meters. Hawkins will set a good platform for our middlemen to come through. You got Yejoy coming in here with Bailey. Bailey look to pick. Again, Bailey on Bailey. And Bailey checked her line quite well. She ran the outside line and she wasn't onside, but she just carried on tracking instead of making that touch. And that is a good change up from Bailey, because she's been known to make a touch on an offside position and hold there. So it's really awesome to see her coming tracking back. And I've been really impressed with Bailey McDowell this series. She's really coming to fruition. She's been named in the touchbacks, and again a nice flow here from the Manukau Raiders side with Manawa looking to put some toe on. Again, some toe, great release. Probably looking for Kaitarangi just a little bit more tighter, but Manawa there. Again, we talk about being at the right side of the field, Rod, and I guess they're here. And Kaitarangi putting pressure on touch one, which is, and again touch two, and looking to clean that up. So she's getting nice and tough in those touches there. Strikers are going to come forward. Sausage, such as Hunted. Again, Hunted for that call. 5 minutes to go, and you're going to have Foster, Minton, Sausage, and Stanton back on the ball.
If there's a crew you want it's that. Let's see if they
Sausage
clap
on
one
the
way,
sweep
fake
here.
it and go back. It's the early, that's the back they needed.
Great touch there.
Phase
Get
it.
over. Well played there from the strikers. Initial great touch there from the winger from the Raiders. Unfortunately, her line back, her line back after the touch was could have been just a little bit more direct to that cone there, but she made a great effort in coming in and slamming that first play there. So now we're back at 4-4 with 4 minutes to play, Rod.
Yep, well, that was a great setup. As I was talking about before, the Raiders very, very good at collapsing. They managed to get the Raiders to collapse right side, and automatically they just went with the early release back to the left. So they're certainly working their plays well.
Garrett looking to sneak, and
she's got some legs. Oh, yes.
And even in just what she's done there, she's just made defenders stay out or stay on their toes, which opens up for players like Turnbull. I mean, Turnbull and Emmett working together, you have the agility and the free foot of Emerson, which allows Turnbull to kind of get a better read of what the defenders are doing. Emerson looking from wide to stay wide there. So a great defensive set there from strikers. They'll look to orange zone this one. Hollywood touch one. Hadfield looking to link up here. Hawkins again, platform setter in that link roll. Minton, Foster. Morgan Tafia here. Foster again on the ball. Ball out in front. Who can I pass to? Finds Minton just on the back end there. And just like that.
How many times have those two partnered together to come up with a play like that? But just a little bit of a defensive break quite far up the field. Foster knows how to take advantage of those. Plenty of pace. Patient with it as well. Waiting for her partner to arrive. Didn't take long. 2.5 on the clock. Strikers go at 1. Still plenty of game left here.
And just composure as well. Just the ability to know we're 4-2 down. We need to get down the back end of the park and we need to score. And they're all sharing the workload here with the Strikers team. So it's really good to see amongst these young girls. Bailey stepping up to make a touch. Kairi on the sweep, dishing off to McDowell. Jazz with a great put down. Touch was made there. Doreen seemed to be happy with the touch there. Our referee working closely there with Pete as her sideline referee. Bailey looking to, I liked the initial step back there from Bailey. Finlay unfortunately was coming in to assist there, so Hadfield looking to, again, nice touch there from Kairangi. She gets nice and direct and in front. 2-hand touches with bent elbows. Williams here to set a platform. Yejoy on the back end. Looks like a forward pass, but we're going to get away with that one there with Pete. Great recovery there from Savannah. So 1 minute 40. Raiders need to get down the other end of the park and probably look to get some attacking strike on with Turnbull. Here she comes now as a link. And we talked about that Rod just in the halftime, wrapping around from the back end of the box. We seem to be coming around the ruck area, which doesn't stem our flow. That great Manawa here working with Emerson. Emerson going to set a platform. Manawa look to pick, get on the outside of Holly. No, she steps back, feeds off. Emerson coming in. Great touch there.
Touch called. It was a near thing. But
Stanton,
great setup.
Yep. Stanton fully aware of that and her role in that defensive unit. So again, experience here from Sammy Stanton coming to fruition for the Strikers team. Dish there, and not so lucky to get away with that one. With 48 seconds on the clock, Raiders need to get into action in the next 30 seconds. Rogers here on the ball. Manawa would just need a direct drive, and I think Dana would be looking to set up a platform, whether that's for herself or for McDowell that's coming on now. And one of them are going to need to strike. Oh, and that wasn't the not that strike. Great D there from Foster, getting up in the channel, just being annoying, just making sure that there's no room for Dana to kind of set up what she wants. So again, we talk about youth, but that's an experienced head that's come in and made that defensive read. Hawkins off to Hannum, Manawa stepping up.
And that's it. That brings to the end the first game, 2025 PTLs. Congratulations to Northern Strikers, up 5-4 against Raiders. It's anyone's game. As I said, I think both these two teams will meet one another in the semi-finals. So it could be anyone's guess there. Not really much into this. The next game, 9:35, men's Metro against Manukau Rams. We'll catch you then.